Hey everyone, I hope we're live. I am trying out a new streaming solution here with this StreamYards thing. See how that works out. Hope it's doing well. And I just thought me and Magog was going to talk about movies and try this thing out. See if everything works all right. So how
Yeah,
you doing, man?
good, good. I'm chilling tonight's side quest, so I'm just looking to blow some time until I got to get prepped for my own show. So this was a good idea because I was bored.
Right. Yeah. Plus, you've always been talking to me about StreamYard, so
Yeah,
figured I'd invest the $20 or whatever it is to
get the
try it
custom.
out.
Yeah, most people use the free version, which is fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Just figured might be worth it just to try it out.
Oh yeah,
There are some features that are that are not available in the free version, obviously. That I kind of like. I kind of like. I'm not using it right now, but you can do the restream like we talked about before we went live.
Yeah.
So you can actually have different several destinations. I thought that was pretty cool.
There's some nice features with the premium. If they ever develop the auto switch between, like whoever's talking gets put up on the screen.
Yeah.
And if they ever implement that, I'd be proud to buy premium.
Right,
I would use it. I would definitely use it over Hangouts for side quests and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's later if they implement that.
I have the watch link up, and it looks great. I mean, it's all HD quality and everything. So, it seems to be working really well. I like a StreamYard.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, so we're just gonna continue talking about movies a bit, and I don't know. I guess we're been talking a little bit about Star Wars and how they've fucked everything up.
Yeah, that's a popular topic these days. Apparently they've even done
getting pretty close now to the next shit show.
Yeah, apparently they've done some of their reshoots, and Doomcock broke the story today. Actually, that they had a new ending where Rey just kicks the shit out of the Emperor.
Of course she does.
And they tested it with audiences, and everybody just started laughing their asses off in the audience. Apparently, this was leaked to Doomcock. He's got some sort of insiders working at Disney or whatever, and that leak him information. And apparently, he does have to put the disclaimer that it's just a rumor, because nothing's been verified. But
of course,
apparently they did shoot a new ending where Rey just stomps a mud hole in the Emperor and kicks his fucking ass. And the people in the test audience just started laughing. And so now Disney is like panicked again because they might have to reshoot yet another ending for this fucking shitfest movie.
That's what you get when you walk into a project with no plan.
They're like 34 days out from release.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, it's about a month. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
and they can't just fucking show up in a Uber with the fucking reels. They have to have some sort of, margin for error.
Right. Yeah. Doomcock's my go-to guy for stuff for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
He does other stuff too, obviously, like movie reviews and political stuff. But he's definitely my go-to guy for Star Wars. And even though he has to put the disclaimer that it is a rumor, I have no doubt that it's true, to be honest with you, because this is just Disney Star Wars has been such a shit show since day one, in my opinion. Like a lot of people, they defend the first one, Force Awakens. They're like, it wasn't that bad. It was kind of a remake of the original movie. They had the big planet-sized, space station, and they had the big laser, and, they had the bad guy that you had to beat. And
right.
But I didn't like it. I saw it in theaters and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for the new characters. I don't even remember their names. It took me a while to learn their names, you know?
No, exactly. When I came out of the theater, I was just like, well, at least they didn't have as much CGI. That was what I could think of as a sort of to try to convince myself that it was good.
It's the only props I give Disney is that they didn't do what Lucas did with the prequels. They didn't just film 90% of it in front of green screen. They built the Falcon. They built traditional sets. They had puppets. They had people in costumes for aliens. I respect that. It was visually beautiful. But I remember leaving the theater from the first one and going, well, that was definitely laser blast, boom, boom in space.
Yeah, that was a movie.
Yeah, that was some sort of film of some sort that I recognized some of the characters. Like, I completely, one of the big reasons why, like, people left, like, my theater and they were like, that was awesome, woo, because it hadn't really, they were still like, it's kind of like a cat with something shiny. Like, people leaving the theater, I went and saw it with a buddy of mine, and people leaving the theater were still just enamored with what they just saw, which was Star Wars after all these years since the prequels. You know, it was like, oh my God, the lasers and the part where, oh my God. But when you calm down after the initial, like, oh, shiny thing, you start to realize the flaws of the movie and what Disney was trying to do from the very beginning.
Yeah, and the flaws were huge.
Yeah, huge flaws. But the biggest one, the one I didn't get enamored with all that because I'm a movie guy. I see space laser boom boom movies all the fucking time. So it wasn't that big a deal to me. So I walked out and everybody was like, the part with the cool sword and how like they were fighting in a forest filled with ash or something. And people were talking about that. And I'm over here with my friend going, did you recognize the disrespect of the Han Solo character? Not only did they kill him, but they also just made him completely stupid. Like, why did Han Solo forget where he parked the Millennium Falcon for 40 years? Like, did he lose his keys? Like, what the fuck? It was a complete disrespect. I don't know, man. It was so disrespectful to that character, you know? It's just, and he's like a deadbeat dad. He didn't stay with Leia, you know, he didn't, you know, he lost his shit when his fucking son betrayed them all and killed a bunch of people. And it was like this whole background of him being like a deadbeat dad and a crappy husband. And then he just gets a sword through his chest.
Anyway, the main problem of the thing is where it starts, you know? It starts with everything has gotten back to the point where the Empire is basically the Empire again. You got like all the story in between that would have been interesting. Now, fuck that. Let's just do the same thing we did last time. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like, what did they do in the first three movies? I mean, what kind of rebellion is this? I thought they won.
Yeah, well, what happened between like episode 6 and 7? Like, that would have been an interesting story, maybe.
It turns out the rebels are like Antifa. They just want to bring the world down, but they have nothing to replace it with. They just like, let's bring down the government, and then they bring down the government. Now what do we do? I don't know. Anarchy! Anarchy!
Yeah.
I would have loved to actually seen a movie with like the rebellion won and they become the de facto new republic, and you got like Princess Leia like figuring out how to collect taxes across the galaxy, and you know. Like,
well, I mean, there could have been a story where you know that they defeated the Empire, but they actually then you get to see how that new republic turns dark and evil, and you know. That would have been at least something.
Yeah, sure. Like, that would have been cool to see, like, the Republic that beat the Empire slowly become corrupt.
And become a new empire.
And become a new empire, and that's not what the original characters wanted, so they end up going on a run again. And they're like, well, we fucked that up. We tried communism, and it didn't work. We thought we'd get it right this time. So apparently the new movie, because people are so upset with the new films, this new movie is going to feature an ending where Marty and Doc show up in the DeLorean and take a couple of the characters back in time to change all of what happened. Just
Oh yeah.
just rewrite the timeline.
Either that or it was just all a dream. They just wake up and oh my god, it's lost all over again.
Yeah. It's just Han Solo. Like you get Harrison Ford back. Han Solo wakes up and he wakes up and he's just like next to a CGI Leia, and Mark Hamill walks in, is all like, "Hey, thanks, like it's time to wake up. You're supposed to be here visiting me at the Jedi Academy." And Han Solo's like, "Dude, I had a most fucked up dream.
Mm-hmm.
I had the most fucked up dream."
You're not even kidding.
There was a beach ball robot rolling around on the ground that is definitely not as cool as R2-D2. There was some Mary Sue, typhoid Mary Sue, just spread disease and hate. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. My own son put a sword through my chest. I think it was a Freudian dream.
Oh man, yeah. So, which one of the rumors do you believe is true?
Definitely that they have filmed multiple endings and tested multiple endings, and none of them worked.
All right. Well, that much is pretty much obvious, but I'm just interested in if any of the story leaks were anything you thought like, well, they're probably not going to do that, or they're going to do that.
Oh, they're definitely probably going to do the whole Kylo Ren redeems himself, gets a blue lightsaber, becomes good, fights the Emperor with Rey, but Emperor kills Kylo Ren, but Rey mud stomps the Emperor to death.
Right. They pretty much give that away in the trailer,
right,
don't they?
Right. Kind of. The trailer is so like...
Yeah, it doesn't give away much, but it is like there is some sort of quote with what is it? Now you're back here together again or something, the Emperor says. I don't remember exactly, but it was something with Rey and Kylo being together.
Oh no, he was basically just talking about the rebellion altogether. He was just like, you come together and that is what will bring you down, or some bullshit, and it was just, that will be your destruction. See, the part that showed Kylo Ren and Rey standing next to each other with a blue lightsaber and actually showed the Emperor shooting lightning out of his hands up into the sky were leaked images. They weren't even in the trailer. They were.
I know that. I know that. But yeah, it just seemed to me like that's what they meant, or where that line came from. Something where he was talking to Rey and Kylo, but. Who knows? Right. They could switch anything around. Obviously, they've been so vague in the trailers that they could do fucking anything, and they could probably make it fit either way.
Personally, I think the ending Disney's going to go with is the one where Rey and Kylo face off with the Emperor and challenge him to a breakdance competition.
Yeah, that's going to be on you. I'm willing to make a bet. How much you want to lose?
I swear to God, if there's like this epic lightsaber battle where they're like flipping through the air and everything like Yoda did in the prequels, I'm gonna count that as breakdancing and I'll win that bet. I'm gonna count that as breakdancing, bro.
All right, we got a super chat here, so thanks for that. The Sabine, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. The Sabine says, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure would be a wonderful addition to the Star Wars universe. At this point, yeah, probably anything would be a good addition. You could fucking bring in Captain Kirk into Star Wars and be a good addition. And JJ could do it too.
I think what'll save this movie's franchise is if they scale back some of the character development for Rey and stop making her a Mary Sue, and then just have the Guardians of the Galaxy show up and help. That
would be good.
Could you imagine like Kylo Ren is all like, I'm holding his badass like red lightsaber with the little fucking cross guard on it, and he just like whips it out. It's like, and then Peter Quill turns on some 70s music. Groot sticks his fingers up Kylo Ren's ass. We're good. We're good.
Oh yeah, that's good. I've never been able to understand that hilt, by the way. Like a hilt is supposed to protect you from sliding your hand onto the blade, and here the hilt will actually cut your fingers off.
Right.
What?
But it looks cool.
Can someone explain that one to me?
Yeah, he should have just like he should have had a lightsaber that just had like when he turned it on, it was just like a giant spork.
Oh yeah. That's like a GIF that's been running around, right?
Right. Yeah. The Swiss Army lightsaber.
Yeah.
With the corkscrew and the fucking nail file.
Yeah.
I love the idea of it's like this Star Wars this is different Star Wars because they have lightsaber battle axes.
Well, I mean, how long do you think it'll take when this movie fails, which it obviously will? How long do you think it will take before they actually do a Marvel crossover? Because they own both now.
Yeah. It ain't gonna be long before we got Wolverine fighting in the fucking Clone Wars or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Because they own Fox too. Disney bought Fox. They have X-Men now too. You know, So they got it all, man. They got Fantastic Four. They got X-Men. They got fucking. The only thing they don't have is Spider-Man. They're borrowing it from Sony because Sony won't let it go fully. But you know,
right.
They'll get there eventually. They'll own PlayStation. Disney's PlayStation.
They'll probably buy the planet, so that's fine. They'll get there.
Welcome to Planet Disney.
Yeah.
When the aliens come and they're like, "This is called Earth, right?" No, not anymore. It's Disney.
Pretty much the way they're buying everything up. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big fan of crossovers, but these Hollywood producers, man, you never know.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll do it. I don't think they'll go that far, but they'll definitely keep shitting on one of the most beloved franchises in movie history. And honestly, it's been dying for a long time, in my opinion. Really, it's like a 40-year-old nostalgic thing that just won't go away. We need a break from it, to be honest with you.
Well, we need someone to actually come up with a brilliant idea first and then actually try to get it done, not the other way around. Not try to just set a deadline and we're going to have a movie December 18th. That's the way it's going to be. So now what can we do in that time?
So
that's no way to make a good movie.
Well, haven't they finally just kind of let Kathleen Kennedy step aside, and they've put what's his name, Feige in charge? Right, the same guy who's in charge of all the Marvel movies is now in charge of Star Wars, and it's like,
I don't know, is he? Is that official?
I don't know if that's official or not. I heard that, but if that's true, they might get some direction in the future. I don't know if it'll be good direction because even he's starting to go a little off the rails when it comes to Marvel. Just look at Captain Marvel. Now she's going to be the new Tony Stark and lead the team, and it's boring and it's crap, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been doing that for 15 years now or something?
Yeah, I'm sure he's fucking tired of it.
So he must be tired of it too. Yeah.
I thought about pitching him a great idea, though. I had a great idea for Star Wars. So just create some new Star Wars characters and have them go on a space adventure. They crash land on a desert planet. They interact with a undeveloped, culture. And then they learn from this culture that there's something, a deep, dark secret on this planet. And then they uncover this big round circle in the ground and they set it up and it's a Stargate, right?
Okay.
And then these Star Wars characters end up traveling through the Stargate to these thousands of different worlds where everybody speaks English. And
that's perfect. Well, they speak English in the Galactic Empire. Everyone does that, or at least understands it. So there's that.
Right.
That'll work. And then they can have the fight with the Goa'uld and all that.
Right. That would be really cool. And then they kill off the Wookiee, Chewbacca, and replace him with Teal'c.
That is a really good idea. I'm sure that'll happen.
Except that Teal'c has like the Disney Mickey Mouse on his forehead instead of the snakes. It's like a gold Mickey Mouse emblem on his.
Yeah, it's been stamped by Mickey.
But
they don't actually own that, right?
no,
That's MGM. That's MGM.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's yeah. But yeah, the
Yet.
yeah, exactly. But then there's just I think people are just utterly disenfranchised with most of mainstream Hollywood these days, and we're gonna have to start seeing some more like independent features and shit.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what the Joker has proven. Like,
yeah,
just get a good idea. Don't overdo it with a budget, and zimzalabim, you have like $1 gazillion. They've made a fucking $1 billion on that movie.
Yeah,
they cost $55 million to make.
Yeah, it's like, and in Hollywood money, $55 million is like pocket change.
Oh yeah, they'll spend way more than that on marketing Star Wars alone.
Yeah, and they got free marketing out of Joker. They barely had to market the damn thing because it caused such a controversy. Once they got the people going, it's an incel movie. It's going to cause mass shootings. It's going to cause mass shooting. Someone think of the children.
Oh man.
Did you watch Joker? Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I finally went and saw it because it was in the last run at the theaters, and I was like, I better go see it now because it's about to be out of theaters.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and saw it, and it's Taxi Driver. Mm-hmm. It's Falling Down. It's all those movies, but it's good. I enjoy it.
Right. I mean, I mean, I've seen so many spoilers of it that I know pretty much everything that happens in it anyhow.
Right.
I'm not. I know it's stupid, but I'm not that kind of guy who's bothered by knowing the story.
Yeah,
I still enjoy seeing it. So I've seen a lot of reviews on it because you just have to be able to stay. I haven't had time to see it, so just to stay atop of the zeitgeist, I kind of had to know what's going on, right?
Sure, yeah.
So I mean, I know basically what happens, and that is just so different than any other superhero movie, and I think you do have to call it a superhero movie when the Joker is in there, right?
It's a comic book movie, but it's definitely not about a superhero.
I know that, yeah.
So,
but you still it's still within the DC universe.
Yeah, definitely, and they definitely had a good connection between.
Right. So it's so different from anything, the popcorn flicks from Marvel and all that, and it just goes to show you that yes, a good idea can pay off, and it doesn't have to cost every fucking dollar in the world to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to spend $60 million on catering. Just make the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Just make a good movie. It didn't have any almost no CGI in it whatsoever. There's probably a little bit, maybe some like blood splatter effects were done in After Effects or whatever. That they weren't traditional blood hitting the wall, blood squibs going off.
They probably had some touch ups here and there,
right? But there was no like explosions and flying through the air and missiles going off and lasers and invisible people and. They didn't have any of that. It was a grounded human film,
right?
And that's where DC needs to go. Maybe not Marvel, because Marvel's more colorful and more. They have like a template. There's like the comedy mixed with the drama and the action and all that, and they have a perfect template over there. DC needs to stop trying to copy Marvel. They have darker characters. They need to roll with these lower budget, just kind of like focus it in. They don't have to have the big world-ending bad guy in every movie. Oh, the world's gonna end. We got to save the world. Why? I want to see the superheroes doing superhero stuff, like saving people. Right. That's one thing I hated about the new like Superman and Batman movie and everything. Superman versus Batman, all this that. They're flying around this city. He's fist punching fucking Zod in the face through a building, and the building falls down. People are dying. Superman is not saving people. He's fighting the bad guy. That is not the same as being a hero. Like
Mhm.
they're like thousands of people died because this alien showed up and started destroying the world. And it's like it's like what was charming about the Donner films was Superman was a superhero. He was going around saving the bus from falling off the bridge. He was, he was stopping earthquakes. He was, he was doing superhero shit. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's more for kids, but it was charming.
Right, right. But this was definitely more. I would say this is more for adults.
Yeah, definitely
And
Jokers for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. And in that sense, it fits better with the Dark Knight than the newer stuff.
Right, it's a bit more along the lines of what what's his name tried to do.
Heath Ledger or
Those movies was the director of those movies. The
oh Nolan.
Nolan, thank you, Christopher Nolan.
Right.
Yeah, that's more what Nolan was trying to do, was make it grounded in reality, even though it's a guy dressed like a bat.
Right.
It was still like there were no superpowers. He was using gadgets. The bad guys were they were bad guys. They were eccentric bad guys, like Heath Ledger dressed like a clown, but he had knives, he had bombs, he had dynamite. He didn't have laser guns and space monsters on his side.
No, yeah, exactly. He couldn't fly. He couldn't use the Force or whatever Captain Marvel does.
Right, and he tried to make it more grounded in kind of some sort of reality, like it felt like this could actually happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a suspension of disbelief, but it could happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing in there is like completely impossible. It doesn't break the laws of physics, at least.
Not completely. I mean, he did have some tech that was impossible, like a cloth that if you put electric charge on it, it goes rigid, so he could like fly through the air. Glide. He could glide through the air with his bat wings.
Well, it's not possible now.
It's not.
But I don't see any reason why it couldn't be invented ever.
Right. It's science fiction, but it's not out of the realm of reality science fiction.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, communicators in the original Star Trek ended up like looking just like cell phones,
Yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah. They kind of predicted that would one day happen, and whether they meant to or not, but then they shifted gears from the Nolan universe and put it in the hands of Zack Snyder, and Zack Snyder was like, I love to fuck things in the ass.
He really does.
and so he was just like, give me the movie. Why should we give it to you? Because I like to anally rape franchises that people love. And they were like,
that's perfect for us.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
We like to take it up the ass too. So here you go.
So I think DC is more successful in television, not movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Superman should go towards more of a Lewis, like a Lois and Clark kind of drama, like where it's about their relationship and him being a hero and her having to deal with it. That's better format for Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And like Doom Patrol and things like that are all DC. Suicide Squad would make much better TV show where it's like a little bit more grounded, a little bit more. They're not saving the world, but they are fighting some sort of corruption or crime organizations or something like that. They're not saving.
It could almost be a cop procedural, but with those guys instead.
Yeah, wouldn't it be badass to make like a show like that, like Suicide Squad? Here's this really odd murder that's happened, and they're like, CSI is there, and the fucking cops are there, and they're all taking pictures of the dead bodies, and all of a sudden Harley Quinn and fucking Deadshot walks in, and it's like, we got this, guys. It's like, who the fuck are you?
Who are you?
Yeah. And then like Harley Quinn's like, this, it's clear somebody really lost their head, and she puts on some aviators and goes, ow! She's got her little booty shorts and it's playing.
This guy just didn't know his strength. Well, he's about to find out ours.
Killer Crocs in the background, like, when y'all are done with all your investigating, can I eat the body? You know, what are y'all gonna do with the remains? I'm hungry. You know.
Oh man, which kind of TV series do they have now? DC.
Well, they have Batwoman. Which apparently is such shit. I haven't watched a single episode yet because I'd love to review it. So I'm thinking about watching it. I found a website that streams television shows for free, and I'll give it to you if you're interested. So you don't have to download the crap. You can watch the crap and just like leave it alone. You download good stuff and keep it. You don't download crap. But
right.
I'm thinking about watching it, reviewing it, because apparently it's so bad that even the SJWs can't get on board with it, and they've lost like 700,000 viewers since.
I saw that. It was like they were below 1 million viewers,
which is shit for a primetime television show.
Yeah,
like even
I've had 1 million views on a video.
Yeah, even really bad shows break 1 million. So how bad is this one? You know.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think they were down to like 600,000 or 700,000 for even later episodes.
The only reason I haven't watched Batwoman to review it is because I'm afraid my testosterone levels will dip.
Well, I don't know. You have to just get get some fucking whiskey and ribs and a shotgun by your side and
sit there and like eat fucking a protein powder straight from the bucket. Just put it in my mouth, snort it like cocaine while I'm watching it. Just like protein.
Like that guy in Predator 2.
Right. just try to do every man thing. Just have like some ribs, whiskey, protein powder, and getting a blowjob while I'm watching Batwoman. So that
maybe that could save you from the tea drop.
Right. But then the girl will be like, you're paying me to be here and you're limp. And I'm like, it's this show. It's not what you're doing, babe. It's the show.
You're fine. You're fine.
The show is killing my boner.
Oh man, yeah, I haven't seen it either, and I have to watch at least the first episode, I guess, just to have a laugh.
Yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I'd love to review it as Magog now that it's run a couple episodes and people are over the initial like shock of how bad it is from the first episode, and I kind of want to do like kind of a backlog and be like, this show is garbage. This show is pure dumpster fire. Like, and you could tell from the trailer, you don't even have to watch it. I wonder how bad it actually is because the trailer was bad. I mean, there's that whole, I Am Woman fucking song playing, and she's like, the guy's like, this suit is literal perfection. It will be when it fits a woman.
Yeah, like, can you cringe more?
And just your shoulder blades almost pop the fuck out from the cringe. You almost dislocate both your shoulders.
Dislocated shoulder from cringe.
Yeah, just dislocate your shoulder from cringe. Just oh god. Ew. It's like, I did a meme with her. Like I set up the pictures, and it was like this bat cave. She's like, I need you to fix this bat cave, and he goes, and then I put this bat cave is literal perfection. And then I put it will be when it's a kitchen. Mm-hmm. And that was a comment on one of the review videos I saw, but I thought it was so funny I turned it into a meme.
Did you see that tweet I tweeted out the other day from with a clip from Supergirl?
No, I didn't, but I've heard Supergirl is.
I mean, that must be even worse because they had After Effects straight from 92.
Yeah, I did. The alien looked like garbage CGI from like a Russian film or something.
Yeah, and then they had like the cringiest fucking 1992 glow effects that they just wiped onto the screen and wiped off. That was like, that's the effect? Are you fucking kidding me?
are you running out of budget? I think they are because they're losing audience.
I mean,
And so-
the effects were worse than, like the 13-year-old kids that sit around at home and uploading like visual effects tests he did in After Effects.
I would say that those effects are fine for like an independent project like I want to do. Like I want to add magic effects to Magog when I can finally afford
Yeah,
to
but
do a
your
sitcom.
stuff is supposed to be cheesy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cheesy and schlocky. This is Supergirl. Like it's not supposed to look like this shit. They need to do traditional effects. Like they need to stop this shit. But apparently, Batwoman was so bad that people turned it off and did not return for Supergirl, which comes on after Batwoman. So apparently, it affected Supergirl as well because people turned off Batwoman and never came back to watch Supergirl. So Supergirl's ratings dropped too. Batwoman is so bad, she affects the ratings of the other shows around her.
Well, I can't imagine that Supergirl was any better judging from that effects team. I mean, you can't even call it effects team. They're just a bunch of incompetent amateurs.
She is literally Typhoid Mary Sue. Like,
yeah.
It just spreads this disease this bad ratings disease just spreads from one show to another on the CW network.
Right.
But they're doing that with all the shows. They're putting all this like crap politics in it and stuff like that. They're jamming it down the throat too. They're not even like, it's not even subtle like it was in like the third season of Daredevil. At least it was subtle in there. Like this, like I watched a clip on Twitter of there's another CW show. What's it called? Where they're like the B team, Heroes of Tomorrow, Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, is that DZ?
And I think it was Legends of Tomorrow, where the gorilla, the really smart gorilla from Flash, Killer Krog, I think his name is Gog, whatever.
Okay.
He travels back in time to kill young Obama in college.
Okay.
And the Legends of Tomorrow have to travel back in time and save Obama from Killer Krog. And Killer Krog even pulls out the line. He was like, I'm going to make the future Krog again, because he wants to rule the world.
Oh, the cringe.
And it's so cringy because here's this little black dude in a college dorm in the 1970s with like a typewriter, because they have computers. And this monkey comes in, this giant gorilla comes in that can talk. And, and Obama's like, who are you? What are you doing here? And he's just like, I'm going to kill you and make the future Krog again, and it was just like, ugh. And then somebody uploaded the clip at the end. They save Obama and they're talking to him. And he's sitting there. He's like, well, actually, my name is this on my birth certificate. And she's like, you're going to want to hold on to that birth certificate. And I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. This is the worst fucking shit. That's the worst fucking shit I've ever seen. I have seen 1980s exploitation schlock films that are better written than modern day big budget television shows.
Not bad.
Oh my God. At least those exploitation films had like titties. At least it has that going for it.
Be thankful for small favors.
It's like a shit David Carradine film, but it's got topless women in every scene. At least it has that.
Oh my God! So
like how fucking woke do you have to be like, let's do an episode where our Messiah president is in danger? Let's do like a time traveling Obama episode. Like, who the fuck thought of that?
I mean, it's got to be some idiot that heard of the trope of let's go back and kill Hitler, right?
Right.
Oh, so they ran with it. Jesus. So what else do they have DC running right now?
Well, they have their streaming service offers Doom Patrol, which is actually pretty good. It has some crap episodes, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty good. It's Brendan Fraser as the robot guy, and it's at least somewhat interesting. I don't like it, but at least they're trying something new with that. And then DC has The new Birds of Prey coming out. It's the all women movie with Harley Quinn and
Right.
Canary and whatever. I don't fucking know. And it looks like I'm just so sad. It makes my heart sad.
Well, I mean, that one, I didn't really, when I saw the trailer for that one, I was like, okay, this is definitely not for me. This is targeted at a completely different audience. This is for 13-year-old girls. So,
Right.
I mean, if they want to make movies aimed at that, fine, go ahead. I don't really mind that they make movies that are completely not targeted at me, but that's just the feeling I got. So I'm like, okay, whatever, dude.
Right.
Next.
Right. Next. Yeah. I mean, that's coming out, and I still don't get the character. Like, I know that Harley Quinn is like a beloved character in DC, and I love Harley Quinn. I've always liked her character in the cartoons. She was invented for the cartoon television show.
Mhm.
She became so popular, she was added to the comic books. She was never in the comic books before that cartoon. And I do like Margot Robbie, who plays Harley Quinn. I think she does a good job. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, because of how they set up the universe, what the fuck can she really do? Like, here's these actual women with superpowers, right? Like,
Mhm.
actually,
Mhm.
like, I can control fire and I can make plants grow, poison ivy. And I can like poison people and tie people up with vines and rape them in the ass. And Harley Quinn shows up with a baseball bat. Like, she has like, it's her. Is she that super? Is she like super strong all of a sudden or something? Like, I don't. She, I mean,
There's
psycho.
also right, but there's also like a story problem now because she's part of the universe where the other guy plays the Joker and he's never coming back.
Oh yeah, like the
Whatever his name is,
the lead singer of
Leto.
Jared Leto.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had a problem with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. He was really upset that they made that movie and didn't give him a chance to play Joker because when they did Suicide Squad, they cut out a lot of his Joker and they completely ruined his chance of becoming the new Joker, and he hated that, and he threw a hissy fit.
yeah,
At the same time, he is going on to play a different comic book character, which actually may work out for him.
Which one?
He's playing Morbius in Marvel.
Okay.
It's a standalone like Venom. I don't think it's connected to the universe, but Morbius was a great character in the Spider-Man universe. He started off in Spider-Man, I believe, and then he moved on to the Night Stalkers. He's a vampire,
Right.
and
Jared
Leto's playing Morbius in the Marvel.
I don't think he's a bad actor. He could probably he just needs to be cast in the correct role. Right. And the Joker was not it. That's not it, Chief. That ain't it. That was a bad call.
Yeah, his Joker was too out there. He was like the gangster, like modern kind of gangster rap Joker. I don't know why.
It's like they turned everything up to 11. They had like one of those fucking executive meetings with all the fucking idiots that run the company, and they just, it's more of this, more of that. Crazier hair color. Fucking give him some give him a grill. What else? Tattoos all over.
Let's tattoo a smiley face on his hand so he can hold up his hand over his mouth, and it's a smiley face tattooed on his hand. And he's got like prison tat, he's got like the teardrop under his eye, that they get in prison. And it's like, oh God.
Yeah, everything in the kitchen sink. That guy. It's like nobody had any creative control or
we had the proper psychopathic Joker played by Heath Ledger brilliantly, and then Heath Ledger dies. The production company panicked, and then they were like, okay, how do we one up the Heath Ledger Joker that was so good? How about a Joker who knows how to make toilet wine? Just like some prison toilet moonshine. Like, yeah, let's go that route. Let's go that fucking route. I don't know why.
No, I mean it was probably doomed no matter who took over at that point. They just needed one guy to fail so that Joaquin Phoenix could come in and not get all the backlash.
Yeah, I mean, why didn't they just go like full out and just have like somebody like Joker falls asleep drunk, like passes out drunk, and Batman just tattoos a dick on his face while he's passed out. Might as well, there's just a penis on his face. Whatever.
Why not? Could work.
They did that with every character too. They just cranked it to 11, like Batman, the Ben Affleck Batman in the movies. He's not Batman, like he's not even like the badass Christopher Nolan Batman that's like beating up criminals and stuff, but and that's his thing. But he still lives by that code. I won't kill anybody. I'll bring them to justice. Whereas like fucking Batman in the new movies is like branding criminals with like a hot bat symbol, he's like heating up. He's a fucking sadist, man. He's like heating up the bat.
I always thought Batman had a thing against guns. He's kind of got an aversion to that, right? And in Affleck's version, he's just walking around shooting people left, right, and center.
I'm glad they're like alien creatures and not humans, so that he could have like his tank and machine guns and just boom, boom, boom. The Justice League movie where he's got like the tank and it's launching the giant shells out the back when he fires the cannon on the top of it. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, just give him a laser sword at this point. Oh man.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, I never liked that Affleck version of it. But I know a lot of people did. Well, maybe not a lot, but some people did.
I don't think he was a bad Bruce Wayne. He definitely looks like the playboy, rich guy. Nice, looks good in a suit. Ben Affleck looks good in a suit.
I just cannot get over Armageddon. I'll probably never get over Armageddon. I can't see Ben Affleck without seeing him crying to Bruce Willis. That's just, that image is seared into my fucking eyes.
It's just Ben Affleck just shows up in the bat suit, standing in front of Superman. Let's fight. Let's get this over with. I got to go bang Liv Tyler. I got to get home and bang Liv Tyler. It's just
Harry. No, Harry. Oh no! Shut the fuck up.
Have Liv Tyler play Catwoman. It's like, and that's the new one too. Catwoman is like, people were like, "Oh, Catwoman's a black chick." In the new whatever, the Birds of Prey, all DC movie. And it's like, okay, first, that has been done. Halle Berry, Eartha Kitt,
right,
played, but some people think that if she's going to play Selena Kyle should be white. Whatever. I'm done with that argument. I've made that argument. Like, they're getting rid of hot redheads and replacing them with like diverse women, and it's pissed me off to a point where I just don't care anymore. I just won't watch it if I don't care.
Well, I mean, with that character, she was black, like you pointed out, with Halle Berry and all that. So yeah, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. But it feels like they're doing it once again to just be diverse and not necessarily to do a good character.
Yeah, but if they're going to do it, that's a good character to do it with, since there's a history of her being black. So there's no problem for me anyway.
Yeah, if they'd made Poison Ivy a black instead of a hot redhead, I'd probably have more of a problem, because Poison Ivy is an established character, and Catwoman's gone through some different evolutions, which I'm fine with. I'm totally fine with. But that is happening in Hollywood. The one, the new Witcher series is coming out in December, with Henry Cavill, the guy who plays Superman. And I love the Witcher video games, and I haven't gotten around to it, but I really want to get the books and read them and see how different they were, or if they're the same. But the video games were awesome. And one of the best characters in all those video games was Triss Merigold, who's this hot redhead who uses magic. She's like one of the bangable characters. Like, you can make fucking Geralt fucking fall in love with her. Be like, fuck Yennefer, I'm going to bang the hot redhead. And in the show, she's like a black English chick. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Ariel, the hot redhead, is now a black chick. fucking, fucking Tris Marigold's a black chick now. I'm just tired of that argument anymore. We've lost. Okay, they're going to do their diverse bullshit and just let them do it. Whatever.
Right. Yeah. The only thing you can do is just vote with your dollars.
Yeah, because and it's not racism to want to see characters that you love. Like the Mary Jane Watson in the new Spider-Man is that weird little. She's not Mary Jane. She's MJ though. She's the love interest of Peter Parker, and she's like that. I don't know, mixed black girl that is really snarky and likes to protest the government and shit. And I don't care for it. I want to. The whole point of making a movie out of a comic book or video game is to see the things we've seen as a cartoon or a drawing come to life and real. It's the same with like why did they cast Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier? Because he's like the most popular bald guy ever. Xavier was bald. It's totally Patrick Stewart. Like if they had cast some other guy with hair, I would have been pissed. And it's the same with like black characters. If they had made Black Panther some Mexican guy or a Chinese guy or a fucking white guy, I'd be equally pissed. Same with Bishop. Bishop was one of my favorite X-Men character of all time. I even had the toys. I was a little white boy living in the suburbs playing with a black character toy. Fucking don't care about race, but I do care about seeing the representation of what I loved actually done right. And that's
right.
That's it.
I mean, we're just in a time period where they're just going to do that until they have it proven beyond any doubts that it's get woke and go broke.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, you just gotta pick your battles. And at this point, with all of that stuff going on, as well as the Star Wars, Star Trek, they've ruined Star Trek in my opinion too. The new Star Trek Discovery is some of the most god awful writing.
Yeah, that's just beyond bad. It is. I mean, that's not even funny.
I even would take the J.J. Abrams movies over that show.
Yeah. At least they had humor.
Yeah, Jesus. Dude, did you see the shit that I think it's the second season of Star Trek Disc? I haven't watched it all. I've caught a couple episodes here and there to see how it was.
Yeah,
what I watched where they were doing something. They were trying to explain something, and then the one girl's all like, "Isn't math great? Chuckity yuckity yuck," and everybody's like, "Math is awesome," and they all like throw their fists in the air, and I'm like, "Oh dear God."
It's written by Adam Savage.
Yeah, it's just a fucking God. Do they have like a room full of 2-year-olds with crayons and they're like, write a script or you won't go home, kid? Like, I want my mommy write the fucking script then.
It wasn't just that it was great. It was fucking great. And that just felt weird. I mean, obviously I have nothing against spicy language. You all know that, but that just felt weird and out of place in Star Trek for some reason.
The fuck word. Yeah.
That
like what? At least in like the Orville, it makes sense to have some language like that because it's Seth MacFarlane and he's essentially doing a comedy. Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, it's been like that from episode 1. So that's just the way it is in that universe.
Orville is essentially Seth MacFarlane doing Star Trek fan fiction.
Pretty much,
fine.
yeah.
That's
well,
fine.
he's doing it better than Star Trek itself. So there's that.
Right.
It is Star Trek with a little bit of humor thrown in.
They just got so much wrong. Like, I remember one of the big battles, all of a sudden, like every Constitution class fucking starship had like 6,000 little mini fighters inside of it that come flying out the back of it to fight in the battle. And it's like, I thought they only had like 3 of them.
Oh, you mean you're back with Discovery now?
Yeah, Discovery. It's like I thought those ships only had like 3 of those. Like,
yeah. That goes completely against Star Trek canon.
Yeah,
it's not a fucking aircraft carrier, you fuckhead.
There's literally a scene where they're flying through space, shooting lasers at the bad guys, and all these ships are coming out the back docking bay, and it's like 500 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like shuttlecrafts are coming out to join the fight, and they're like short-range crafts to fight, like X-wings or TIE fighters, and it's like, I thought the docking bay was like the size of a football field and only could hold like 5 of them shuttles. Like,
Yeah. That just goes against everything they've established in Star Trek canon, because they're not powerful enough to do that. They can't go up against a starship.
And they're so bad at writing, they can't even write a Star Trek show with all new characters. They have to do like, what do we do? Let's bring in Pike. Oh, what do we do? Let's bring in
Spock.
Because people know them. We still got to like cash in on what people know. It's the same fucking formula as Star Wars. We got to cash in on what people know, but we also have to ruin it. Let's have Spock in a mental institution. That makes sense. That's great. He's lost his mind. How about that? That's cool.
Yeah, and they sort of ripped that off from Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, I was half expecting Tuvok to show up and be like, "We ain't found shit." This show's called Star Trek Discovery, and we ain't discovered shit. Come the desert. Come the desert.
That is him, isn't it?
It is. It's the same actor. Oh man, they have all these pie charts in Hollywood. They have all these pie charts and graphs showing that nostalgia is selling right now. Everything is nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
So remake, reboot, and so they're doing it everywhere. They're doing reboots and remakes, not just of like beloved franchises, but shit we didn't even need remade, and it's all to cash in on those nostalgic points, those nostalgia dollars, and to also introduce new franchises that they can make multiple movies of and sell to China. And it's all soulless corporate sterilized crap, and I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I've had more fun watching old 90s television shows and schlock 80s movies and really bad, like independent features, but they have heart at least,
It's a lot of fun. I mean, Red Letter Media got me into that. Just grab the worst movie ever and sit down with a friend or something and just have some beers and laugh your ass off.
Yeah,
I've actually done that, and I got to thank Red Letter Media for that, because I would have never thought of doing that. But after I saw those guys doing that and having so much fun, we tried it. It was awesome.
I've been a fan of like 70s and 80s schlock films.
I've never really appreciated it before. That they were the ones that showed me the light.
Yeah, but your introduction to it, the ones that showed you the light was Red Letter Media. I go back even further than Red Letter Media, back in the days when YouTube was really just starting to kick off, and I was watching Cinema Snob. And Cinema Snob would always do these great film reviews of like Nazi exploitation films and like really bad, like straight to VHS crap films by Roger Corman and shit. And I loved it. I loved it because they were bad, but they were good bad. They were
right.
Fun, And so, like, as Magog, I've been planning on maybe spending my Saturdays, because I do my videos Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I do regular videos. Monday and Friday, I do side quest, which will be happening in about 45 minutes. Well, I got to go in 45 minutes to get prep. But so on Saturdays and Sundays, I kind of have that open to do whatever I want, like a live stream or whatever. And I've thought about using my Saturdays to maybe do Magog reviews, sword and sorcery, schlock 80s films.
Right.
Like Deathstalker and fucking the Warrior and the Sorceress, and like really crappy movies like that. And I thought it'd be really good because I sat down, they're free on Amazon. A lot of those movies are free on Amazon, and I watched them. And I've watched Deathstalker, and I was just like, okay, the sets are crap. The costumes are garbage. The background actors are stupid. Almost everything about this is crap. But you can tell that a lot of heart went into the writing of it because of low budget and crap sets, props, costumes, all that stuff. They had to basically just focus on a script and characters. And
Right.
even though it has like a porn star actress as the princess and it has like a no-name actors in it, it was actually really, really charming and well written. Deathstalker 2, anyway. Deathstalker 2 had some great one-liners in it, man. Whoever wrote that knew that this is a fucking crap film. Let's at least have fun with it. And he
Mhm.
wrote a fun script. He was Deathstalker in Deathstalker 2 was the main character. He was a fun guy. He was like
I don't remember if I've seen that. What is
Oh.
that about?
they're just sword and sorcery schlock films. They're like rip off of Conan. You know,
Okay. Right.
you know? Very basic plot line. Got to go kill the bad guy, right?
Right.
Go kill the bad guy. Go on an adventure.
Have they ever had that on Red Letter?
I don't know if they have or not, but I definitely would love to see Red Letter Media do a half in the bag or like a review or something. Or what is the
Yeah, because I know. I mean, they've had a gazillion sort of Conan ripoffs on that thing. So maybe.
They might have done it. I haven't looked through their entire library to see if they did it sometime in the past, but it would. I'd love Deathstalker too because there was just some really great one-liners. Like there's a scene where she like asks him what he does, and he's a thief,
Mhm.
and he's like, "I'm in the wealth redistribution business." And she's
Right.
like, "Oh, you steal from the rich and give to the poor?" And he's like, "No, I steal from the rich and pretty much keep it." I laughed. That was funny. Like that's you know, like
That's not bad.
you know, and there's tits all throughout the movies. It's sexploitation. It's crap, but it's fun.
Mhm.
And there's something missing about that in mainstream Hollywood. They're not letting people do what they want to do.
And of course, when everything is such an enormous apparatus with fucking 2,500 people involved,
oh yeah,
it's just an assembly line.
Yeah,
It loses the heart and the passion and all that.
yeah, which is why I've turned to some older stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still bad. Exploitation films, especially, are terrible. They're fucking terribly made. But man, there's
Well,
just
if it's
something
bad in the right way, it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's Saturday night fun. I don't have to worry about.
It's not something you would sit down and watch by yourself to sort of, let's just have something nice to watch and pass the time. That to me at least, that's something you sit down with a friend or something and have a couple of beers and laugh at it.
Right. Yeah. It's but what I like about watching some older stuff is
Mhm.
that I don't have to sit there and go, okay, when's the anti-Trump scene? Where's the gender politics shoved down my throat scene coming up? I don't have to worry about any of that. I can
Right.
watch this crap film with boobs and violence and stupid lines of dialogue and just have fun and then turn it off. I don't it's perfect escapism.
Mhm.
That's why we watch movies, is to escape the reality of our world, not to fucking reinforce some fucking ideas from our world. I don't fucking care for it anymore. I'm done with it. I'm so done with all this fucking politics and issues and we got to touch on gender non-binary issues in the Solo movie. Go fuck yourself. It's a Star Wars film.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it's supposed to be an escape.
Yeah.
That
God.
is just leave that fucking thing out of it. The world is trying to encroach on everything, and just leave something alone.
Now, if I want to watch a political movie, I'll watch an actual movie about politics. Like I
and
enjoyed
those have their place too.
Yeah, I enjoyed like Darkest Hour. It was the story of, Winston Churchill and,
Right.
Gary Oldman, and during the whole, fucking Nazis are moving across France and our boys are stuck at Dunkirk. And, like there was politics. It was all about the English politics of World War II. And I enjoyed the fuck out of that movie, but I watched it
man,
knowing
me
that
too.
it would be political.
Of course. But that was a good movie.
I don't watch Supergirl to see them save Obama in the 1970s from a giant talking gorilla. I don't.
That is so stupid.
That's not why I watch Legends of Tomorrow. I watch Legends of Tomorrow to see superheroes doing superhero things, not to go back in time and save Obama from Harambe. Okay. wants revenge for being shot in the fucking head.
I can't believe someone sat down in a writing room and came up with that shit.
I don't, like you watch, and then you like people are like, people will watch Batwoman because the whole Gotham City has been relatively successful. You had the show Gotham, and then you had like the Nolan Batman films were really successful. And even though they were crap, the new DC Universe movies have still made lots of money, which is why they keep making them. People are going to see them, And so it makes sense that they would go Batwoman. But what possessed them to go, people will watch Batwoman because Gotham, the whole Gotham characters are all very successful, but let's make this like a feminist film, like show. Let's go hardcore feminism. Let's make every male character in it either like a beta cuck or a complete asshole. Let's not have any redeeming male characters whatsoever. Let's make the female characters just Mary Sue Awesomes. The female bad guy, Alice, who was supposed to be like Mad Hatter's Harley Quinn, in the cartoon. Alice is the bad guy in that show, and she's all like, I'm not the female Joker. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're hamming it up and trying to be like a psychopath with face paint. Go fuck yourself, And then they do the big reveal. Spoiler alert, if there's anybody watching who wants to watch Batwoman, spoiler alert, of course it's predictable. You see it coming a mile away. But then they reveal in the show that Alice, the bad guy, the psychopathic Harley Quinn ripoff, is Batwoman's long-lost sister, who everybody thought died in a car accident when they were young, and it was all the dad's fault. And Batwoman is always blaming the dad for killing her sister or something. And it's just like, you're watching it going, oh my God, oh my God.
Jesus Christ. All right, we got a little super chat here from Pincola, the Driving Ape Man. No message, but we got a little turd there. So thanks for that.
Little 99-cent shit.
Yeah. So let's bring up a thank you for that. There you go. Thanks for that.
I don't know. It's not just like gender politics and SJW stuff and like anti-Trump stuff popping up in shows. It's not just that. These movies and these television shows, they have no real direction. They're just like, we have to do this because this is a title that we all recognize. Let's do Ghostbusters, right? Like everybody knows Ghostbusters. Let's do it. Indiana Jones, everybody knows it. Star Wars, everybody knows it. And it's just bad. All of it. Hollywood needs a fucking enema. They need to get rid of all the old fucking people that are running things in Hollywood. Just let them all fucking go. Fire them, kill, let them die off.
But it's not going to happen.
And get some new blood, with new people with new ideas, and stop getting these corporate assholes coming down to the writers and directors who want to make some passion project.
Well, that's not going to happen. The only thing that's going to happen is that at some point they're just going to be hurting too much in the wallet, and then they'll start to turn it around.
Yeah.
So you got to vote with your dollar.
Well, what's happening in the digital age, too, is we're starting to see a decentralization of Hollywood. It used to be, if you wanted to be in films, either you had to you had to get loans and max out your credit cards and spend $150,000 to do an independent feature in the hopes that it gets picked up at like the Cannes Film Festival or Sundance or something, or went to Hollywood. Now, because of digital technology and the kind of decentralization of movie making, filmmaking, and the internet, and being able to share independent features and creative new things directly to an audience without having a studio, you're starting to see little Hollywoods pop up in other places around the country. Like a perfect example is Atlanta. Tyler Perry. He does all the Medea movies and all that stuff. He built his own fucking studio in Atlanta. He's like, fuck Hollywood. I'm going to make my own films in Atlanta. And he built a whole like studio lot.
Right. But I mean, that's still sort of, that doesn't really take care of the Hollywood problem, because Hollywood is still the ones that are making the big movies.
Yes.
And at some point, I'm just saying that at some point they're going to feel that in their wallet, and they're going to have to change, because they are ultimately just after the cash.
Yes.
They may have some fucking idiots that don't care about the cash in middle management, like Kathleen Kennedy. But, you know, I'm pretty sure Bob Iger cares about cash.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's got the shareholders on his ass.
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this decentralization we're seeing with people being able to do really good independent stuff for cheap is taking the money out of Hollywood. It's helping to take the money away. And Hollywood wake up one day and go, what that guy's doing over there in Louisiana is hugely popular online. We need to get this guy in here and let him do his thing. And they're going to start poaching that talent and not interfering with it, because they can see that it's making money and taking money away from them, and it's going to restructure things in Hollywood. I think that the decentralization of who can be in films and who can make films is helping to take the money out of the pockets of these fucking assholes. Another thing that's helping is they won't stop making bad shit, and people are done. People are not going to the movie theaters. That's
right. It's not that there's no talent. I mean, the Joker proves that. It's just that they tend to interfere too much. The suits. Yeah.
The fucking suits that have all the demographics and the pie charts and stuff. Oh, we got to do this. And then they go down to the writers. You got to rewrite the script. We got to add this scene. We got to add an anti-Trump scene. We got to do this because that's what's popular right now. We have pie charts. No, you have Twitter. That's all you have.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Twitter is a shithole.
You've been blinded by Twitter.
Quit making movies based off of shit you see tweeted about. Stop it. Stop it. Because Twitter is not a representation of the rest of the fucking world or the real world in general. Twitter is the place where people go to be assholes. I know I'm an asshole on Twitter.
Yeah, of course. We got a super chat from CM Cross One. Says they need an anima, but instead they are going for Herds of Prey with Obi-Wan adultery. Godspeed to you both. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank
you very much.
That's another rumor that the Rise of Skywalker is going to introduce a new Skywalker, and perhaps like Obi-Wan had like an affair and had another kid or something, and it was with Leia. And, so that makes the kid a Skywalker or something. I don't fucking know. I just seen some rumors floating around. I don't know. They're unsubstantiated, disclaimer. But if they do that, it's going to be even more shit.
Yeah, they've painted themselves into a corner, and then that's not the way to go either. That doesn't solve anything.
No. It's
that's just so contrived that I don't even know where to begin.
And it's funny how they're building the park, right? They're building the Galaxy's Edge Disney World. And it's like this massive island filled with nothing but Star Wars. It's like you can walk into the world of Star Wars. There's stormtroopers and there's cantinas and there's like the streets of Coruscant, and you can go and have a good time. Bunch of, fat Americans with fucking fanny pouches, and they're walking with their kids with Mickey Mouse ears, walking into the Star Wars world. And they're putting everything on hold to see how the movies go because they don't quite know what to build there.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that.
I've heard rumors that they don't even have like representations of characters at the new Galaxy's Edge, the characters that we know, because they don't want people remembering the old movies. They want people liking the new movies. So they have like girls dressed as Rey, and they have black dudes dressed as what's the other guy? What's the black
Finn?
Guy? Finn. Yeah. Poe Dameron, but they don't have Darth Vader. They don't have.
That's bad. I mean, that's the thing that I never understood when they took over Star Wars is why the fuck didn't you do a Darth Vader movie? That's like the only thing I'd ever want to see come out.
You have to do. Like, out of all the new movies, there's only been one 15 seconds of footage that I actually truly enjoyed. And that was in Rogue One at the end when the rebels They're trying to get the plans of the Death Star, and Darth Vader shows up and fucks them in the ass. They're shooting lasers at him, and he's just cutting them down and just raping them with his lightsaber, and he's flinging them to the ceiling and cutting them in half. And it's
that was
fucking hallway, and it was epic and awesome.
That was fucking awesome. That was like some serious shit that make fucking the Terminator go, holy shit, I'm out of here.
And it for 15 seconds, Star Wars turned into Alien. Just a bunch of dudes trapped on a spaceship with something that wants to murder them, and they have no way out. I just wanted to see that scene where like one rebel just stands up in the background and Darth Vader's cutting these people down and flinging them to the ceiling and throwing them against the wall and cutting their heads off with lightsaber. And just one rebel stands up back there and goes, "Game over, man! Game over! Game over, man!
The fuck are we gonna do now?"
Look at the orbit, man.
Oh man, yeah,
That's
that was a
films.
good scene.
Yeah, that's out of all the new films. That was it right there. That was.
And I know that's total fucking cynical fan service, but I fucking loved it.
Yeah,
and that's why didn't you do more of that shit, you assholes? You could have just done a fucking movie about whatever happened between the what we see in episode 3, and then there's like supposedly 20 years between that and episode 4, right?
Right.
The hell happened there? He's Darth Vader. He got the cool fucking Raiders helmet and everything, and that's what everyone wants to see. So make a movie about that. Nope.
Right.
We're gonna do some fucking Han Solo shit.
And James Earl Jones is still alive, so he can still do the voice.
Yeah, better fucking do it soon, though. Yeah, he's not getting any younger.
James is an old man now, and I know that there are people out there that can do the voice now. I mean, they can replicate it, right? I mean, but to have James Earl Jones back would be the best thing because
of course
it helps with the nostalgia. But that's what they needed. They didn't need Solo, a Star Wars story, or Rogue One, a Star Wars story. They needed Vader kills all the things, a Star Wars story. Like, that's what they needed. Vader conquers all things in the universe. Like, where's that story? Because after the Clone Wars, the Empire had to get control of all the rogue planets that are fighting back. And you could have had an entire story of him going deeper and deeper psychologically into the dark side while simultaneously flying off the planets with armies of stormtroopers at his back, fucking shit up. And people would have loved it. They would have loved it.
Oh, yeah, that's such a no-brainer. Like that's if there's one character in Star Wars, it's Darth Vader,
And Darth Vader needs redemption too, because it's hard to live down that no.
Yeah.
Like that ridiculous fucking scene that just killed Darth Vader in my childhood's mind. Just pussified him, Just God, they needed to redeem Vader after that, and they had an opportunity. Disney had an opportunity. Disney could have gone dark side, but no, we got to be careful. We got to be family friendly while still doing action and stuff. We can't show too much blood and gore. We need a rated R Darth Vader movie now.
That's what we should have.
That's what we need. This is not for kids. Go fuck yourself. Go watch the other shit with your kids. Do not watch this Darth Vader film. We need the Joker movie done as Darth Vader. He slowly slips into madness. And at the end, he cuts Robert De Niro down with a lightsaber. You get what you fucking deserve.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. No, but that to me seems like a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just you want money or not?
Right.
Do it.
Dude, they can't stay away from the nostalgia either. Like, even in Solo, like, I know Solo was about the young Solo, so there's already nostalgia there. But even at the end of that, they had the Daenerys. I don't even know her fucking real name at this point. She's just fucking Daenerys from Game of Thrones. It's fucking talking to a hologram of the fucking spiky-headed dude from the episode 1. That's like,
right.
He pulled out his lightsaber for no fucking reason, just to show off his lightsaber to her and make sure she knows that he means business, and it's just like this.
That was the stupidest thing ever.
Pull in Darth Maul and have him light up his lightsaber in a hologram.
Look at me. I've got a lightsaber on my conference call. I can, well, I can't actually hit you with it because I'm on the other side of the planet, but you can actually see I have one, right?
He wasn't trying to threaten her. He was trying to show her that he's late for a rave.
Yeah.
And that he's the Skype call.
I got my glow stick.
Yeah, he's got to have this Skype call be done because he's got to go to a rave, man.
Oh yeah, nice glow
The
stick.
proper way to do it is that independent fan film that was done called Vader Shards of the Past. And
Yeah.
That was excellent. That was the way you go, man. That's where Disney should have gone, man.
Has there ever been a R-rated Disney film? I forget.
No, I don't think so. There has been some Disney films that maybe in today's standards might have earned like a PG-13 or possibly an R, but they no longer sell like those movies that have like the racist overtones and shit. They took them off the shelves. They don't, has there been?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, what do you count as a Disney film too? Because technically Disney owns other studios and those other studios do rated R films. Technically Disney owns Marvel and the Logan film was rated R. Now Disney owns Fox and Deadpool's rated R.
Right. So
I don't know. Do they count as Disney movies or I don't,
well, I mean, at least they don't have some sort of principle that they just don't allow it then. So there's that.
Maybe if it has the Disney opening scene, the Disney logo, the castle and the star shoots across it. If it has that, it's not rated R, period.
Probably,
They can't have the Disney thing, and then have it rated R. I don't know. Maybe there's some 80s Disney movie that was rated R that I don't know about. I don't fucking know.
I have no idea. Anyway, got a super chat from Mugs38. It says there's some great Vader fan films out there. Yeah, exactly.
Shards of the Past, yeah.
Shards of the Past. What was it? Shards of the Past.
Yeah.
That's the name. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. It was awesome. Just didn't remember the name. But that one was definitely. And then there are some bad ones too. But,
of course, there's ones with teenagers dressed as Darth Vader in their backyard. Of course there are.
Yeah. Then we have a super chat from Starfleet Actual. No, Second Fleet Actual. It says Enemy Mine, I believe, was originally R-rated.
I could see that. There were some definitely dark overtones in that.
Enemy Mine, is that the one where he crash lands on the planet?
Yeah, and he befriends an alien that in a world where racism against those aliens exists. It's the Dennis Quaid movie.
Yeah, exactly. Was that a Disney? Was that a Disney movie?
Might have been. Yeah, I didn't realize. If it is,
yeah, I have no idea. I've seen it, but I don't remember if it was Disney.
It's a West German American science fiction film directed by Wolfgang Peterson. And the film stars Dennis Quaid. It was 20th Century Fox.
Louis Gossett Jr. or something, right?
Yeah. It was distributed by 20th Century Fox, not Disney. Sorry. According to Wikipedia. Kings Road Entertainment SLM production group made it and distributed by 20th Century Fox there. So
yeah. So probably no Disney involvement.
No, I have no doubt that there's probably some elusive Disney film out there that would earn an R rating. You have to understand, too, a lot of stuff that was made by Disney come out before there was an R rating.
Right. But they've always been very tepid. And
right.
It's never been their thing. And that's always been why I never really liked movies from Disney.
Rated R Disney movies. Let's see. There's got to be a list. Disney has released more R-rated movies than you'd expect. First release. Disney's subsidiary is Touchstone, and they released Splash with Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah, and that had like a big hit. Paved the way for Down and Out in Beverly Hills, studio's first rated R movie, with Richard Dreyfuss and Bette Midler.
Hmm.
Once again, that's a subsidiary.
Right.
Is that really? Can you really say that's Disney? It's a division. They created the division Hollywood Pictures as well, which released Oliver Stone's Nixon, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Pulp Fiction.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's just kind of a tough call there. Has there ever been anything directly from Disney? Can you see that?
The closest thing I see is the Pirates of the Caribbean movies earn PG-13 ratings. Those are directly from Disney.
Yeah, but that's
as far as
not
I can tell, most of their rated R movies come from some sort of subsidiary that they created.
right.
So I'm not.
Well, at least they're not against it in principle. I'm sure they could
No,
just
hell no.
make some shit with some subsidiary.
Yeah, they just can't put the Disney tagline on it. Disney is exclusively like cartoon films and big budget family, general audience films. PG-13. Technically the Star Wars franchise is still Lucasfilm because Disney bought it, but those are PG-13 because of the violence and the space violence and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't think Disney has ever put their Disney Castle logo on a single rated R movie. That's when you see the Disney logo, it's probably a family film, a kids film, Pixar, traditional animated film. Beauty and the Beast. So I really don't think Bedknobs and Broomsticks, fucking Mary Poppins, none of those are rated R. I mean, come on.
No, of course not.
So according to that little article, Disney does produce rated R films, but they do it through their subsidiaries that they might have like in the credits, distributed by Hollywood Studios, a subsidiary of Disney, but they won't have like the Disney Castle logo at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, they could change that. I have no idea if that is actually a hard principle or not, or if it's just that's the way they've done it, and they would be willing to put out an R-rated movie, because I think that would help with Star Wars.
Yeah, Touchstone has definitely done plenty of rated R movies under Disney, but they always have the
but if they were doing Star Wars, they wouldn't do it through Touchstone. They would obviously do it through Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of every Star Wars film, it has.
Wasn't like Episode 3 R-rated?
No,
it wasn't.
No, I don't think so. I think it was a hard PG-13 though. Star Wars Episode 3 rating. Let's see. Revenge of the Sith. PG-13.
Yeah. PG, yeah.
It was PG-13, according to commonsensemedia.org. So
that's I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and IMDb, PG-13. Whereas episode 1 and 2 were PG, I believe.
Yeah, I know there was a little bit of a higher rating on.
Because he got his fucking legs cut off and his skin burned off. I mean, that's a little graphic.
and he murdered kids. And
it was implied. It never showed it, but he definitely implied murdering the kids. He definitely murdered those fucking kids.
Yeah.
There's no redemption there. Would you like?
He murdered a shitload of other people too, and those were shown.
Yeah, it's too bad they didn't know what they were going to do with the prequels when they filmed episode 6, because like Return of the Jedi, Luke pulls the helmet off and sees his father for the first time. He's got this redemption because he threw the Emperor down the pit, and Luke is like, I can save you, father. It would have been great to be like, son, I've killed babies. Just let me die. Just let me die. Like, it's too bad they didn't know what was going to happen, because that would have been a great line. Just like, no, son, I cannot be redeemed. Yes, you can, father. You saved me from the Emperor. No, I've killed children, son. I've murdered children. Just let me go.
Well, I always sort of assumed that there was nothing to be done.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess, the Force lightning just fucked up his breathing thing, and he just had minutes to live anyhow.
Yeah, I guess that's how, like, I always, like, when I was a kid, I didn't understand. So I was like, why is he dying? He only got his hand cut off.
Mhm.
But I didn't realize that when he picked up the Emperor, he was getting like shocked, and I guess it fucked his suit up, you know.
That's what it sounded like because it didn't sound like it used to.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, I kind of just glossed over that fact. It's pretty subtle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, man, this is this futuristic world with all this technology, and they don't have some robot that'll come in if his suit starts malfunctioning to save him. Does he not have like a backup system in place? Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, you you don't have redundancy? Well, there's no redundancy for that system. So you're saying there's no redundancy.
No, I'm just a massively powerful asthmatic with a light bright on my chest.
Mhm.
That's just who I am. I don't have a backup. Even Iron Man has like other suits waiting in the wings that he can call his computer and it'll launch another suit at him. It's like
Mhm.
fucking not Darth Vader. He gets one suit. That's it. He gets one fucking suit. There's
Well, what do you expect? He's only second command of the entire galaxy.
yeah. No, what it is he had plenty of redundancies and backup systems and everything in place, but he just lost the will to live.
I guess that's what they were going for.
That's a little throwback to how fucking Padme died. She sit there, just gave birth to those kids and then died, and they were like, "Why did she die? We can't save her. She just lost the will to live."
Yeah, that's what usually happens when women gives birth there,
Yeah, no shit. That was a bad ending too, in my opinion. Like, mommy should have just fucking given birth on some desert planet where there was no modern technology and Obi-Wan couldn't save her. And he's like holding her hand and she's bleeding to death like in medieval times.
Right.
It shouldn't have been like all this medicine. They got a medicine droid there and they can't save her because she lost the will to live. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it was stupid as fuck.
There are 2 reasons in that room for her to live.
Yeah, she just got her new kids, man. And you got all the super duper high tech medical technology there. So what the hell?
They could have done a scene like in The Abyss with Obi-Wan standing over and he just like rips her shirt open and starts giving her the paddles and he starts slapping her. Wake up, you bitch! You've never given up on anything in your fucking life! Wake up! And he's slapping the shit out of her.
That's a good scene.
Hell yeah, that was a good scene. Ed Harris did a good job in that scene, man.
That's a good movie. It's a little weird, but it's good.
Yeah, one of James Cameron's first, after Terminator.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Michael Biehn doing a good job.
Oh yeah.
Going crazy.
Yeah. Slowly losing his fucking cutting himself under the table with a knife and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was
that was good because when you saw Terminator, I was sort of in my head, I imagined that this guy's going to be typecast as a good guy. Even I could understand that. I don't know. I was probably like 2 years old when I saw that.
Yeah, because he was Kyle Reese. He got kind of typecast because he was the good guy who sacrificed himself.
Right. So he did suffer from that for a couple of years, I think, just being typecast as the super good virtuous guy. And then he got that role and he was so fucking creepy.
Ray Perry in the chat says, "Okay, guys, what do you think of the new Terminator Dark Fate gossip? What gossip? It's a failure."
Gossip, yeah.
I mean, it's lost like $100 million. Like,
is there anything new besides that? I mean, it's a failure. It's a dud. It's a flop.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what gossip you're referring to because it's out now. People have seen it and they walked out with bleeding eyeballs. That's pretty good. Pretty good indication of what's going on over there at the old Terminator franchise.
Yeah, I mean, this is only the 4th time they've tried to make a number 3.
I did like the part. I saw some clips. I did like the part where Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton, had machine guns in her walker.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting to hide a machine gun in a walker with tennis balls on the ends of the legs was pretty brilliant.
Oh yeah.
God, she's old. And I'm not judging her because she's old. I'm judging her because she's too old to be in a film like that.
And I'm judging her because she looks like Hillary Clinton.
That's the movie she should have been in. They should have made a Hillary Clinton movie and cast Linda Hamilton.
She would have been perfect for that.
I would love that movie to see Linda Hamilton slowly turn to the camera and go, "When do I kill Epstein?"
Now she's got to look in the phone book like Epstein. What is it he says? Is that a gunner?
She didn't even like. I felt like I with what little I've seen, I haven't seen the whole film. I'll probably watch it because I found a website that has all the movies and stuff. I'm not paying money for it. Sorry, I'm just not after the reviews I've seen. But I will watch it just to see how bad it is for myself. And honestly, just some of the lines of dialogue from the clips I've seen, it felt like almost everybody in that movie was phoning it in. Just there's that scene.
that scene when she's like, "I'll be back," or whatever.
And it wasn't delivered with any kind of gravitas or anything. She's just like, "I'll be back," and then an explosion goes off, and she doesn't react to the explosion at all. It doesn't even frighten her, or like jump a little bit or anything.
Or in other words, it was filmed in front of a blue screen, so she didn't even know.
And she was just walking away, and the explosion goes, "I'll be back," and boom, explosion goes off. And she's supposed to look like a badass, but she looks like a geriatric, crazy lady.
Yeah. There goes the cat lady. Okay. Where's she off to now? I don't know. She doesn't know either. She's just got dementia, so who knows?
Androgyny half robot chick was probably the best part of that movie. Surprisingly, she actually put up a good performance. But like the main character that's supposed to become the new leader of the rebellion, this little chick, this little fucking girl, what's her name? I don't know. She just did.
I have no idea.
She did nothing through the whole movie.
What has she ever been in before?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I have no idea.
They killed John Connor at the very beginning of the film. They just walked up on the beach and shot him in the fucking head.
That's like after James Cameron lost his fucking marbles over Fincher doing that in Alien 3, he goes ahead and okays the same fucking thing.
I don't think Cameron had anything to do with it. I think they bought.
Well, at least they made a big deal about the fact that he was a fucking producer on the movie and that he had some fucking input on it. So he never thought he never thought to say like, "Listen, dude, Fincher tried that. It sucked balls. Everyone hated it."
Yeah, but at the same time, he probably didn't care. He said he was done with Terminator after T2. That's where it should have ended.
But then you shouldn't sign your name on it.
He owns the property, so they give him a producer title. Whoop-de-fucking-do. They probably didn't even call him. They're probably like, put it up there or we'll get calls from his agent. He probably doesn't give a fuck. He's working on Avatar.
I get why they did it. I get why they did it. I don't get why he wanted his name on it if he didn't even care. Why didn't he just say, no, don't put my fucking name on it. This is not what I want.
Because
just send me the fucking check. That's all I want.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I don't know James Cameron, so I don't know why, but I can understand your argument. I just don't think it's that deep. I think he literally just collected money off of it and was like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. I'm over here making Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And that's not even hyperbole.
Oh, that's not a joke. He's literally working on like 3 more Avatar movies. We're going to take Pocahontas, John Smith's story in space.
Jesus Christ. I mean, well, if those fuckers bomb, he's done.
He's rich enough. Whatever. He's retired tomorrow. No one cares. It's his passion project.
Yeah.
He's wanted to make Avatar for like 25 fucking years. And now he finally can do it. He's just doing it because he can. I mean, the man's fucking been to the bottom of the fucking deepest part of the ocean. The man fucking owns everything. He has tons of money. He owns the software that creates the special effects that you see in Avatar and Terminator 2 and everything. He fucking makes tons of money. He don't give a fuck. That's all passion projects to him at this point. He's just doing what he wants to do before he dies.
Well, it's still a shitload of money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every time he does something, it's the most expensive movie in the world.
Yeah,
and he's doing 3 of them.
Yeah, which
at the
also
same
means
time.
he has to make a shit ton of money to justify it.
Sorry.
That also means he has to make a shit ton of money to justify making it. It's like
Yeah, I
he's
know.
spending-
That's what I mean. And there is a big chance that it could just fucking bomb because it's just so long ago now that people might not even have any enthusiasm for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he plans on doing with this Avatar. Perhaps a robot sent back in time to kill one of the Avatar people because they become a leader of the resistance. I don't fucking know. Let's make knowing James Cameron, one of those Avatar. I'm going to call it now. One of those, knowing James Cameron, one of the new Avatar movies. I don't know if it'll be the next one or the one after that. But there's going to be an underwater scene.
You think?
Water base. Like we're gonna go back to Pandora, but instead of the corporation's going to send like a big underwater vessel so that the people with spears and bows can't get to them.
Right. Someone in the chat just looked up his net worth, and it's 700 million. That's not that much.
Yeah, that's his personal net worth, though. God knows how much his companies are worth.
Yeah, well, still, he's easily going to blow 700 million on making them, and then he's got to market them, and that's another 700 million. So,
it is 7 p.m., so I'll have to get going here in about 5 minutes, but we'll go ahead and answer. We'll end it with this. Ray Perry asks, your favorite movie this year, guys? Ray Perry coming up with the good questions today.
Fuck, I can never think of anything when I get those questions.
Well, the thing is, I haven't seen many movies this year because very few things have interested me, but I'll go ahead and say The Joker because I just recently saw that and I did enjoy it. So,
yeah.
I mean, what other movie can I pick? It's all been crap this fucking year. Past couple years, actually. It's all been crap.
Fucking trying to think of something that I saw this year.
And Endgame came out this year, right? Did you like Endgame? Avengers?
It was fine.
Thanos, like the...
Yeah. I thought it was not as good as Infinity War, but it was fine. Wasn't great as Infinity War. I enjoyed that one much more.
Yeah, that one had more stakes in my opinion, but
it was a weird story, fucking time travel and shit. It's always tough to get that right.
Right, and CM Cross says got to go with Alita Battle Angel. That was good. I did enjoy that.
Oh yeah, that might be it.
Yeah,
that one was pretty flawless.
Yeah, and especially for being a live action remake of an anime, those typically don't succeed. Usually, live action makes of animes don't go well. So I was happy to see that Alita Battle Angel did well, and I enjoyed it. I'll still choose the Joker because that was more impactful. But I did enjoy Alita Battle Angel.
I mean, either way you go, Joker has to be the movie of the year.
Probably, and it probably will be in everybody's mind, except for the critics who hated it. And,
yeah. So that's probably a fair assessment of this year, that the Joker is the movie of the year.
Yeah. I can't think of any outside of that I've actually seen that I enjoyed. I mean, I've seen some movies this year. Don't get me wrong, I have, but Shazam, I liked Shazam, but it was fine.
Yeah, that was also fine. It wasn't amazing, but it was funny, and all right, cool. Yeah. It was
definitely one of the better of the DC movies,
Yep. I was totally fine with that movie. And obviously we're going to get another Star Wars movie before the year is out, but I can guarantee you that's not going to go down as the movie of the year.
No, it's already failing. And how they do the test audiences is they'll have like a quarter of the test audience are hardcore Star Wars fans. Another quarter of the test audience will be like fans who know Star Wars and kind of know it, but they're not hardcore fans. And another quarter of the audience will be like, people who just kind of aren't fans of Star Wars, but they judge movies objectively. And then the last quarter of the audience is like people who like Disney films, people who have kids, people who watch,
Right.
Angry Birds 2, like those guys. And
Right.
out of all of the split up audiences, it was the ones that don't really know Star Wars and just watch movies to watch movies are the only ones that gave it gave whatever test screen they saw a high enough rating to even justify it being made. And it's like, God, these numbers suck. Suck. God, this test audience was awful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Plinkett review, though.
Oh,
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
That's always the best part of a Star Wars movie.
I hate movies.
This movie is the worst thing that's happened since my son.
They don't do enough Plinkett reviews, honestly. They do half in the bag all the time. Review best of the worst, but their most popular character is Plinkett, and they don't do as much.
Yeah. That's
maybe they're afraid of oversaturating people.
I think it's just, making those fucking hour and a half long thingies are probably a shitload of work.
Yeah, but more than one a year. I mean, come on.
I think, well, they don't really bring out that many Star Wars movies, so there's that.
Well, he's done the Indiana Jones. He's done Star Trek. They've done Plinkett with other movies too. It's Ghostbusters 2016. They did the Plinkett review with Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So it's not. He's not just focused on Star Wars as a character. But
I guess, yeah, that's true. But that would be my guess, that it's so much more work than just doing the regular thing, that they're like, fuck it.
They just turn on their cameras and sit in chairs, and they play a little funny bit at the beginning and do a little talking, and then they go into the review. And that's got to be easier than the Plinkett stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand that. I do. So
I think that's probably the reason. I would definitely love to see more, though.
Oh, sure, yeah. And when it does come out, I have no doubt that Plinkett will review it, and I will look forward to that, because that'll be the best thing about the new Star Wars film, is that I will inevitably get the Plinkett review. Last thing I'll say about Star Wars before we get off here, because I got to go do side quest. Even if they film some new ending that does please the test audiences, I still think this ultimately is going to fail, because nobody likes these characters. And some of the stuff they even showed in the trailer is just ridiculous. I'll say this. I completely lost interest, not because a certain character said something in the trailer or some scene in the trailer showed that it would be kind of like an over dramatized crap fest. What really got me in the trailer was the scene of them riding alien horses across the outside surface of a Star Destroyer.
Right.
That fucking moment right there ended it for me completely.
Yeah, Jar Jar Abrams, what are you doing, man? What
are
you doing?
Oh my God, is Rose Tika like Dr. Doolittle since she freed those animals on the casino planet in the last movie or something? Like, could she just?
Yeah, like that's probably what it is. That they're bringing that shit back when they should have just said, okay, that never happened. But fuck that. That never happened. We're not going to talk about that ever again. Let's just move on. But of course, they're going to bring that back. Those fucking dog horses.
I hope that one day Disney realizes that Rian Johnson shouldn't even touch his Johnson, let alone touch a fucking beloved franchise.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, oh my God, fucking riding horses on the outside of a Star Destroyer in space. This is what Star Wars has come to.
Yeah.
Dodging lasers, no less. The laser cannons are firing at them, and they're running fast.
Yeah, Star Wars 10. It's going to have sharks with lasers.
Just, I'm expecting like a force-powered Sharknado.
Yeah.
On the water planet.
They're going to get James Cameron in there and do an underwater Star Wars.
Underwater. Star Wars in water.
All right, man. I guess we better let you go then.
Yep, I gotta get. Are you gonna stay live and do a
No,
solo?
I'm gonna wrap it up. So yeah. Any parting words?
Yeah. Vote with your wallets. And if you run out of things to watch because everything out of Hollywood is so vapid and shit, you always have the nice free movies out there on the internet. 80s schlock films filled with titties and bad writing, but are awesome.
Words to live by. All right, and also if you want to hear more of Magog's lovely voice, you are going live in a little bit, right? What is it? Half an hour?
Hour. 8 o'clock.
Hour.
8 o'clock Central Time. Side Quest is going live for the Friday show on the Magog Morscar live stream channel.
There we go. Got everything plugged.
Yep.
All right. So thank you very much for tuning in. And thanks for the super chat and the support. And I will see you next time.